gotta do a take 2 on this video because my mom interrupted me. But I'm gonna rapid fire this. I don't want to talk about much of them. Just gonna show you them. There's tons of there's a lot of guilty pleasures in this part of the in this segment of the video. There's for probably Blu-ray part 2 and 3. I'm probably gonna do like a part 2 to this one, but let's get started. Too Fast, Too Furious, The Sixth Day, 8 Mile, 12 Monkeys, 22 Jump Street, 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, 300. This is Sparta! No, alright. 2001: A Space Odyssey. 2010. Not a lot of people own this movie. I feel like I'm probably the only one that owns it. The first of many guilty pleasures you'll see in these videos. 2012. I love this movie. Not as good as San Andreas, but I love 2012. The Adventures of Tintin. Air Force One. Alien. Aliens. Alien 3. Alien Resurrection. Alien vs. Predator, another guilty pleasure. Paul I get that confused. Paul Thomas Anderson is the director of Boogie Nights and There Will Be Blood. It's Paul W.S. Anderson. They're both Andersons. I'm sorry, Paul and Andersons. But he knows how to. Paul W.S. Anderson knows how to direct a fun guilty pleasure. And our Alien vs. Predator. Alien vs. Predator and Pompeii and Mortal Kombat are two guilty pleasures of mine, or all guilty pleasures of mine. But the next one is it's just a terrible movie. It's a boring ass movie. I hate this movie. Alien vs. Predator 2. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't own The Amazing Spider-Man yet. It's the only Spider-Man movie I don't own. But this movie is actually pointless now. This movie, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 are pointless movies, as these were just set up for the Sinister Six movie, but now that's not happening, so it's basically pointless to own these movies. These movies have no point to them whatsoever now, but I'm keeping them. Or Spider-Man 2. American Gangster. Amistad. Ant-Man. Apollo 13. Argo. Armageddon. Not one of my favorite disaster movies. Artificial Intelligence, a really underrated Spielberg movie. Not a lot of people think this movie's okay. I love this movie. I really do. I thought it was okay the first time I watched it, and then I watched it again. I was like, wow, this movie's amazing. Aviator. Backdraft. Bad Boys 1 and 2. Battle Los Angeles. Alright. Battleship. Not as fun as I thought it was when I saw it in theaters back in May 2012. I actually don't like that movie anymore. The Big Short. Black Hawk Down. Blood Diamond. Next is a movie that not a lot of people heard of or owned. Chris Duckman and John Flipek don't own this movie. But this is a very underrated movie in my opinion. I saw this at FYE one day. I was like, oh, this movie looks good. And I know this person isn't. And Roy Scheider's in it. I gotta see it. It's Blue Thunder. This came out in 1983, the early 1980s. A fun little action movie. It's like an hour and hour and 50 minutes. It's a fun little movie. It's an unheard of movie. I have a lot of movies like this in my collection that not a lot of people that like Flick Pick or Stuckman don't own, but this is the start of this is the start of that. But yeah, Blue Thunder, fun action movie. Roy Scheider flies this new police helicopter around to and sees through buildings. It's a fun movie. It's a fun action movie. Body of Lies. The Bourne trilogy. I don't own Bourne Legacy yet. Braveheart. Brick Mansion's another guilty pleasure. Bridge of Spies. A Bridge Too Far. I haven't watched this yet. I should watch this soon. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Captain Phillips. Carrie, the original 1976 movie. This is actually the first movie John Travolta was in. This is his acting debut. And next is the first of the mediocre Disney movies that I own. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for owning this movie, and I don't own the original. The original isn't that good either. I actually really like this next one. It's Cars 2. I know it's not a good movie, but I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I saw it at the right time in theaters. There's always like that one movie that you see in theaters that a lot of people hate, but you just see it at the right moment, and you're in like that right emotion. You watch, and I actually really enjoy this movie, and that's what this movie was. I saw it at the right time, the right whatever. I don't know. It's the same that Chris Stuckman says, but yeah, it's just something that I don't know. I loved it for some reason when I saw it. I know it's not a fan favorite, but who cares? I like it. Casino. Or actually, it's Casin, because the fucking Best Buy sticker is blocking the O. Thank you, Best Buy. Castaway. You're going to be seeing a lot of Tom Hanks movie pop up in this video. There's been a lot so far. Catch Me If You Can. Clear and Present Danger. Shit. One of my favorite Harrison Ford movies that's not a Indiana Jones or Star Wars. This Air Force One and The Fugitive, which you'll see in probably another video, are my favorite Harrison Ford movies that aren't Star Wars or Indiana Jones. Cliffhanger. This is a Canadian Blu-ray, but yeah, Cliffhanger. Finally, Rennie Harlan has directed a good movie, and one that's not Legend of Hercules shit or Die Hard 2. I hated Die Hard 2. A lot of people might like it, but Die Hard 2 is my least favorite. I even think it's worse than Die Hard 5. I know, but I hate Die Hard 2. At least Die Hard 5 didn't rehash Die Hard. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. One of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. Cloverfield. Cobra. Collateral. A movie that I was actually going to see before Chris Stuckman said it is one of his favorite movies. Before I started watching Chris Stuckman, I walked past it at Best Buy. Just never picked it up because I don't know. I think I bought Predator that day, and I really wanted to see Predator. I was in like a Schwarzenegger phase in 2012, so I bought like a lot of his movies then that year. But yeah, I finally bought Collateral earlier this year. and I love Collateral. Different role for Tom Cruise. He's a villain. Same with movie you're gonna see later, which Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington also plays a villain in a later video, but I'll show you that movie later. Collateral Damage. Oh, by the way, Close Encounters of the Third Kind was my first Blu-ray. I think this is my second Blu-ray. Collateral Damage. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was like, ooh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Warner Brothers. It has to be good. I was wrong. This is a terrible movie. It's so. No. That's not true. Damn it! The director of Fugitive directed this movie. This movie is awful. How could the director of Fugitive make such a boring action thriller? Andrew Davis. The Color Purple. Con Air. Put the bunny back in the box. Wasn't even trying on that one. Creed. Crimson Tide. And we're gonna wrap that up right for now. I don't want to make these videos too. You know what? Fuck it. Let's continue. Rapid fire session. Dante's Peak. Daredevil. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. The Day After Tomorrow. Deep Impact. Terrible movie. Defiance. Demolition Man. The Departed, one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite dramas too. Drive. It's a tour de force. I agree with Jeremy Johns on that. A tour de force. Earthquake. Didn't like this as much as I was expecting I would. I love disaster movies, and this movie was the earthquake happens at the very end of the movie. So basically, you're just watching 2 hours of boring people. And I didn't like that at all. Edward Scissorhands, whatever. End of Days. End of Watch. By the way, the next some of these my grandparents gave me, and one they gave me because they didn't want them anymore. But this is one of them. Entrapment. Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones. It was good. It was entertaining for what it was. Eraser. Escape from New York. Ex Machina. And The Exorcist. Anthology. I've only seen the first movie. I might watch these around Halloween time. But yeah, that concludes part 1, I guess.